Welcome to the Deep Dive, your shortcut to critical knowledge. Today, we're tackling a really big topic for thousands of international graduates mastering the UK post-study work visa. You probably know it as the graduate route.
That's right.
And look, this isn't just about navigating immigration law, is it? It's really about unlocking your professional future, getting started in, well, one of the world's most competitive economies.
It definitely is, and it can be incredibly rewarding, too.
Okay, let's unpack this.
What's truly fascinating here, and I think often misunderstood, is just how strategic this visa really is. It acts as this critical bridge.
A bridge.
Yeah, allowing international graduates to move pretty smoothly from student life right into professional work here in the UK.
Right, without that immediate pressure.
Exactly. Crucially, it gives you a window to get valuable, and this is key, unrestricted work experience. You don't have that immediate scramble for employer sponsorship or, having to leave the country straight away. That freedom, it's a real game changer.
Absolutely, that freedom is huge. And our mission today for you listening is to give you the clearest, most, strategic picture we can.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to try and cut through the jargon, get into the requirements, really highlight the benefits, which are significant, but also, critically, help you navigate the tricky bits, the potential pitfalls.
Yeah, the nuances.
Exactly. So you can be not just informed, but actually, strategically prepared.
Good goal.
So let's start right at the heart of it. What makes the graduate route different from, say, older post-study options, and why does that difference matter so much now?
Well, fundamentally,
at its core, it lets international graduates stay in the UK after they finish studying, right? The main point is simple. Get practical work experience where you studied.
right. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, the UK job market, it's incredibly dynamic, highly competitive. So this visa is a vital transition tool because it essentially unlinks your immigration status from your job for a decent amount of time.
That's the key part, isn't it? Unlinked.
Precisely. Unlike loads of other post-study routes around the world, you're not immediately tied to a specific sponsoring employer or, stuck in one job category. This gives you a level of career exploration, of freedom that's actually quite rare and really strategic if you're thinking long-term career building in a market as varied as the UK's. It lets you genuinely, test the waters.
Test the waters. I like that. It's not just a visa. It's strategic breathing room. So who gets this breathing room? Who can actually apply?
Okay, eligibility.
Well, it's specifically for students from overseas who've successfully graduated from an eligible UK university or higher education institution.
Has to be eligible, yeah.
And the key is you need to have completed a bachelor's degree or something, higher master's, PhD. But, and this is vital to remember, it's not automatic. Not everyone just gets it.
Absolutely not.
You have to meet some very specific, non-negotiable requirements to qualify.
Indeed. And those eligibility criteria, they are absolute, non-negotiable. First off, your degree must come from a university that's recognized by the UK government. There's a specific list the Home Office keeps.
Okay, so check the list first.
Definitely. Second, and this is crucial, it's a transition visa. That means you absolutely must hold a valid student visa at the moment you apply for the graduate route.
Right, when you apply.
Yes. And that application, it must be submitted from within the UK. You can't go home and then apply.
Okay, so stay put.
It's all about seamlessly moving from your student status to your post-study work status without leaving the country. That continuity.
That continuity matters for a lot of people, I imagine. Now let's talk duration, because that's huge for planning your next steps, your career. For anyone holding a bachelor's or a master's degree, this visa gives you 2 years, straight up.
2 years, standard.
But if you've gone all the way, completed a PhD, you get an extra year. So that brings your total time to 3 years.
3 years for PhDs, correct.
But thinking about those proposed changes we mentioned, we'll discuss, how much should people really factor in that potential uncertainty, when they're making plans based on those 2 or 3 years?
That is a really sharp question.
Okay.
Because, look, while the current rules are clear, 2 years, 3 years, policy discussions are always happening in the background.
Always shifting.
Always. So applicants absolutely must work based on the rules as they stand now. But you need that awareness, that sort of background knowledge that immigration policies can shift.
So have a plan B.
Essentially, yes. Build resilience. Have contingency plans. It really highlights why the unrestricted nature of this visa is so valuable now. It lets you maximize your opportunities, build skills quickly, network like mad within the time you know you have.
Right. Make the most of the guaranteed time. Be agile. Excellent point.
Yeah.
So, okay, moving beyond the sort of technical bits, what really makes this visa such a powerful tool for your career? Let's get into the advantages.
The good stuff.
Yeah, the game-changing advantages. First up, that work flexibility we touched on. It's not just a nice to have, it's really the core benefit, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. It's fundamental.
There are zero restrictions on the type of work you do or the number of hours. You're not tied to one boss, one job category.
Total freedom there.
Imagine graduating and having 2 whole years to genuinely try out different industries, maybe even pivot if your first idea isn't working out, all without that massive pressure of needing immediate employer sponsorship, that breathing room we talked about. It's just invaluable.
Precisely. And that flexibility. It directly feeds into potentially boosting your pathway towards permanent residency later on.
Oh, so?
Well, the graduate route itself isn't a direct path to settlement, no, but the unrestricted work experience you gain during that time, it lets you build a really solid UK work history.
Ah, building the CV.
Exactly.
Right.
Which then makes you a much, much stronger candidate for something like a skilled worker visa if staying longer term is your goal. It's about gathering the right kind of experience.
That makes sense. And we shouldn't forget the networking, right? Staying in the UK for those extra couple of years isn't just about the job itself.
Not at all.
It lets you build genuinely invaluable connections. Local businesses, international firms, industry events. You can really embed yourself in professional circles.
Yeah. Get it known.
These connections, they can be absolute game changers down the line, opening doors you might not even see if you were applying from outside the UK. This is where that long-term value really starts to, well, crystallize.
You see the potential snowball effect.
Totally. Okay, so you're listening, you're convinced you want this visa. Let's try and make the application process feel a bit less overwhelming.
Yeah, break it down.
These are the basic steps. Step 1. Check your university's status. Is it definitely on that Home Office recognized list? Verify it.
Crucial first step.
Step 2. Confirm your eligibility. Do you still have that valid student visa? Has your university officially confirmed you've completed your course?
Tick those boxes.
Step 3. Get your documents sorted. Key things here. Your valid passport, obviously. That official confirmation of graduation, usually a letter from the uni, and your biometric information.
Don't forget anything there.
Step 4. Submit the application. It's all done online through the official UK government website, gov.uk.
Right, the official portal.
Be ready to pay the application fee. And remember, there's also that NHS surcharge. It's basically your mandatory payment for healthcare access while you're on the visa.
An upfront cost, but necessary.
Yeah, it gives you that peace of mind with healthcare. Okay, finally, step 5 is just waiting for the decision. They say processing time is typically around 8 weeks.
Usually, yeah.
Once approved, bingo. You get issued your new visa, and you're cleared to work full-time.
And I really, really can't overstate this.
Mm-hmm.
Meticulous attention to detail at every single step. Any little oversight, however small it seems. Oh, I've seen cases held up for weeks because of a missing date on a degree transcript, or maybe a slight name mismatch between documents. Things that seem tiny but can cause huge delays. Or worse, rejection.
Wow. Okay, details matter.
Hugely. And on that note, let me warn you, and everyone listening, about some common pitfalls. Mistakes people make surprisingly often.
Okay, let's hear them. What should people avoid?
Avoiding these is absolutely critical. Number 1 reason for rejection, missing the deadline. Simple as that.
The application deadline.
Yes. Your application must be submitted before your current student visa expires. It's not good enough to be working on it. It has to be in.
Got it. Submitted before expiry.
Second, incomplete documents. Even one missing piece of paper, one missing bit of evidence can lead to rejection. Double check everything, then maybe get someone else to check it.
Good advice. Triple check.
And third, sometimes people misunderstand the conditions. For example, this visa does not give you immediate access to public funds like certain benefits. Some applicants mistakenly assume it does.
Ah, okay. Know the rules.
Yeah.
So those are critical warnings, especially that deadline one. In your experience, why do people actually miss it? Is it just, like, forgetting? Or is it usually more complicated?
It's rarely just forgetting, honestly. More often, it's a delay getting that crucial piece of paper, the official course completion confirmation from their university.
Ah, waiting on the uni.
Exactly. Or maybe they're waiting for the actual degree certificate to be printed, which can take time, and that pushes them dangerously close to their student visa expiry date.
So it's often external delays.
Often. Which is precisely why applying as soon as you get that confirmed completion, even if your graduation ceremony is months away, is so important. Procrastination or even just unavoidable delays can literally derail your career plans.
Right. Don't wait for the fancy ceremony photo. Apply. So proactive strategies are clearly essential. What are the key takeaways from our sources on this?
Well, applying early is top, as we just discussed.
Yeah, number one, as soon as you get that official confirmation, get the application in, don't hang about.
Second, keep your records perfectly organized, both physical copies and digital scans of every single document. Everything.
Good system needed.
And third, stay informed. UK visa rules, they can change, sometimes quite quickly.
Yeah.
So always, always check the latest guidelines directly on the gov.uk website before you apply. And even keep an eye on it afterwards.
Constant vigilance. Okay, so let's say you've done all that, you've navigated the process, applied early, got your documents right, and you've been approved. Congratulations.
Ooh.
What actually changes now, you have that post-study work visa, the graduate route visa.
Big changes.
The biggest one is immediate, right? You can start working full-time. No need for any separate work permit.
Instantly.
And that immediately is so important. No frustrating waiting period. You can literally hit the ground running, which is vital in a fast-moving job market like the UK's.
Absolutely. And beyond starting work, it's also just really important to keep track of your status, Keep your visa details safe, know your expiry date, just avoid any potential problems down the line.
Good point. Keep it safe.
Now look, it's really essential that we paint a realistic picture here. We need to acknowledge the challenges too. It's not all smooth sailing.
Okay, let's get real.
Our sources flag about 6 common hurdles. One of the biggest ones causing anxiety right now is the talk of proposed reductions in the visa duration.
Yes, the potential shortening.
Exactly. There's been discussion, mentioned by the House of Commons Library and the Migration Observatory, about potentially cutting it from 2 years down to maybe only 18 months.
Ooh, that's a big cut.
It's a huge cut, and it dramatically shrinks the time you have for career development, for finding the right job, and crucially, for securing a longer-term sponsored role, if that's your aim.
Puts the pressure on.
Immense pressure. Then there's the challenge of meeting the salary thresholds needed to switch to other long-term visas, like the skilled worker route.
Right, the money side.
The Times highlighted this. It can be tough, especially in certain industries or regions, to find a graduate job that pays enough to meet those future visa requirements. You might get a foot in the door, but not be able to stay.
A difficult bridge to cross.
It can be. Some graduates also just find opportunities are limited, maybe based on their specific degree, or because certain sectors are just incredibly competitive for roles open to graduate route holders.
Competition.
And maybe the most unsettling thing for many, policy uncertainty. The Financial Times has noted the frequent changes, or even just talk of changes, to immigration rules creates a lot of stress when you're trying to plan your life and career.
That sense of instability.
Exactly. And of course, simple barriers still exist. Misinterpreting a rule, making a small error on the application, these can still lead to rejection.
So professional help might be needed.
For navigating this kind of complex, shifting landscape, yes, expert guidance from specialist immigration lawyers, like Connaught Law, who were mentioned, can be really invaluable. They deal with this day in, day out.
It's a lot to juggle, isn't it? That dream of working in the UK definitely comes with these practical layers of navigation. So thinking strategically, what does this all mean for you listening?
How do you play it smart?
Right. The advice we're seeing isn't just follow the rules. It's about playing a smarter game. Applying early, as gov.uk stresses, that's basic. But you also need to really understand your eligibility. Check your course, check your uni before you even commit, if possible.
Do your homework up front.
But the real strategic edge, that comes from what you do during your visa time. Active networking, it's not optional.
Gotta put yourself out there.
Attend industry events, use LinkedIn properly, build genuine relationships. At the same time, always be looking to enhance your skills. Extra courses, certifications, make yourself more attractive, especially if you're aiming for those higher paid, sponsor-ready roles later.
Continuous development.
And as we just heard, monitoring policy changes is vital. Keep checking gov.uk, maybe follow reputable news sources on immigration. Staying updated directly impacts your plans.
Can't afford to miss a change.
And don't forget financial planning. Budget not just for the visa fees and that NHS surcharge, but living costs, maybe buffer for job hunting, maybe even costs for further study if plan A shifts.
You gotta have that buffer.
And seriously, consider getting professional advice if things seem complex or if policies change. Immigration lawyers or advisors can be worth their weight in gold. Practice interview techniques, understand your rights and responsibilities as outlined by Study UK, maybe even research alternative visa options as a backup, and always maintain compliance with your visa conditions.
Expanding on that a bit, industry experts really hammer home the importance of early engagement with potential employers. Don't wait until your visa is about to expire.
Start early.
Yes. Research companies with a track record of sponsoring international graduates. Try to build connections, maybe through internships or projects, well before your graduate clock starts ticking down.
Be proactive with employers, too.
Exactly. And influencers within the international student community. They often stress adaptability and resilience. You need to be ready to pivot, to handle setbacks, especially with that policy uncertainty hanging overhead.
Makes sense.
Pinsent Mason's brand quite starkly. They said, employers must carefully consider the impact of the graduate visa changes, as the proposed decrease in duration places pressure on them in offering sponsorship to graduates who wish to remain in the UK.
Wow. So it pinches the employers, too.
Absolutely. It shows the impact ripples outwards. It's not just a student issue. It affects companies trying to hire and keep the best talent.
That's a really powerful point. It affects the whole ecosystem. Okay, let's zoom out for a second. Look at the bigger picture these policy shifts might be creating. We've got some stats here.
Numbers time.
Data for the first quarter of 2025 showed over 48,000 international students got a study permit. That's a big jump, 27% up compared to the first quarter of 2024. Sounds like demand is booming, right?
It looks like it on the surface.
However, here's where it gets really interesting. Data from August 2024 suggested that the number of applications for study visas was actually 17% lower than in 2023.
Ah, a drop in applications.
Exactly. So permits issued previously went up, but new applications seem to be slowing down. What do these contrasting figures tell us? What's going on there?
Yeah, that contrast is incredibly telling, isn't it? The past growth clearly shows the UK was highly attractive, still is, in many ways.
Good.
But that dip in new applications for 2024, it strongly suggests that maybe factors like the rising cost of living, maybe increased competition from other countries, and yes, definitely the perception of policy uncertainty. They might be starting to make some perspectives.
So the uncertainty itself is
pipeline, but it might also signal a shift in how the UK government itself thinks about managing international student numbers and graduate pathways going forward. It's definitely a trend to watch very closely.
Absolutely. Not just today's rules, but tomorrow's climate. Now, numbers, policies, they can feel a bit abstract. Let's bring it back down to earth.
Real people.
Exactly. Let's share a few quick real-world success stories. People who navigated this with the right help, the right strategy. Take Ravi Kumar from Mysore. Did his master's in computer science. He said the visa process felt, overwhelming.
Understandable.
But with some expert guidance on the specific requirements, the timelines, he got his visa sorted and landed a great job at a top UK tech firm. His proactive approach, getting help early, was key.
Made the difference.
Then there's Priya Shetty from Hubli. Finished her MBA, really wanted to stay and launch her career here. She faced some legal hurdles, tricky paperwork bits.
Happens often.
But expert guidance helped her untangle it, made sure everything was right, deadlines met. Now, she's a business analyst at a major UK consultancy, a role she might well have missed without that graduate route window.
Fantastic outcome.
And one more, Akash Reddy from Bangalore. Studied mechanical engineering, he ran into confusion because policies seemed to be shifting right when he was applying. Caused delays, uncertainty.
That stress we mentioned.
Yeah. But expert consultants gave him up-to-date insights, made sure his application was flawless despite the moving goalposts, his visa, approved, no issues. Now he's working as a mechanical design engineer.
Brilliant. These stories really just underscore the practical value of the advice we've been talking through, don't they?
They really do.
Particularly that expert guidance, apply early, stay informed stuff. They aren't just abstract tips. They're actual pathways to success for people like Ravi, Priya, Akash. It shows how crucial that tailored support and being proactive can be in such a complex system.
Absolutely. So let's try and summarize our deep dive today, the UK post-study work visa, the graduate route. It's clearly a powerful opportunity, right? A chance for international graduates to really launch their careers, offering amazing flexibility, a path to building a life here.
Huge potential.
And it's a big, but it absolutely demands careful, diligent planning. You need a crystal clear understanding of the benefits, yes, but also critically, a sharp awareness of the challenges, the potential pitfalls, and those shifting policy sands.
Indeed. Knowledge is power here, especially knowledge about potential policy changes, the nitty-gritty requirements, and how to strategically use that unrestricted work period. It's not just helpful, it's genuinely key. Key for a successful application and key for actually building a sustainable long-term career in the UK.
Well said.
This raises an important question.
Considering everything we've discussed, the proposed policy changes, the competitive job market, those intriguing stats showing potential shifts in demand, how might anticipating future changes in immigration policy become, well, an essential skill? Not just for this visa, but for global career planning in general.
Good question.
What other options, what other countries might you listening be proactively exploring to maximize your post-study opportunities? Especially in a world that feels increasingly interconnected, but also, let's face it, sometimes pretty unpredictable. Something to think about. Thank you for joining us on The Deep Dive.